So, when we last left off, we had ourselves this nice student-athletes table, and we have information inside of itself, which is nice and lovely, fine and dandy. What we're going to do now is we're going to take this information from these scholarships, and we're going to make ourselves a crosstab query. We're going to compare two different things. So we're going to go to Create, and instead of doing Query Design, we're going to instead go to the Query Wizard. And this gives us a list. We've got, simple query, crosstab query, duplicate. We're going to go with crosstab query and hit OK. Now it's going to ask us a couple of things. First, it's going to ask us which one of these tables do we want? And do we want the student athletes one or the scholarships awarded? Well, let's go with the scholarships awarded. So then we'll hit Next. And pay attention to this bottom part right here, because when I hit Next, boom, now I have myself available fields and what they can do. And this stuff will fill in. So first and foremost, let's just take a look at my rubric here. I want the first one to be a crosstab between men and women, okay, with sport on the left-hand side. Okay, so sport, I'm going to go and pick sport and hit this arrow over. And now you'll notice sport is on the left-hand side. Okay, and then I'll go and hit next because that's the only field I need. You could, in theory, have many, many, many fields over here, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to only keep sport on there. So then I'll hit next. And this time, what do I want? I want team up top. Okay. So let's go and take a look at the team. So I'll click team. And now you see we got sport, team 1, team 2, team 3. Hit next. And then, of course, what do I want here? I want, whoops, wrong button. I want the amount sum as the data points. So I'll go to amount, and I have different functions. Do you remember these? We have average, count, first, last, min, max. Remember these from Excel? So I'm going to pick the sum, or the total. So I'll hit next. And then, of course, what would you like to name this query? Right now, I don't know, I'll just name this, I'll name this, amount sum. Why not? I'll name this just the amount sum example. Remember, you should be putting your name on every single one of these things on the tab here. So even though I'm not doing it in this example, you should be putting your name somewhere in them just to guarantee that, help save you from having your work being stolen. So I'll hit finish. And now this is what I have. I have taken from all this big giant information of the, scholarships of all this stuff, and what I've done is I've taken just simply how much was the total. So basketball got a total of $1,000. Oh, sorry, baseball. Basketball got a total of $3,500. Out of that $3,500, the men got $1,800. The women got $1,700. So that's, we've now seen this sort of how the scholarship would go. So that's one of them. Let's go and create another, and we'll go to Query Wizard again, cross tab. And I'll hit OK. And this time, I'll do that one again. But this time, instead of putting the team up top, let me put, instead of doing the sport, let me put the team there instead. So team, next, and then I'll put the sport up top. Or actually, let me just make... Okay, so my phone decided it was full, so now that I've deleted some stuff, let's try that again. So I'm going to go to Query Wizard, I'm going to go to a crosstab query here, and I'll hit OK. But this time, instead of doing it this way with, sport over here and the team up top, I'm going to flip it. So I'll hit next, and this time I'll have team over there, and I'll have sport, let's hit next. Sport up top, so team over here, sport up top, next. And then I'll do the same thing with the amount and the sum of it. And, I'll just name this guy something along the lines of like sum 2. And by the way, even though I'm not putting my name in these, remember part of the rubric is making sure your last name is in every single one of your names on this. So I'll hit finish. And now you'll see we have the exact same information, but it's shown two different ways. The way you put it in depends on how it looks. So would you rather look at it like this, or would you rather look at it like this? So it all depends. Now on the third one, we're not going to use count anymore. We're not going to use sum. We're going to use count. So let's go and crosstab query. Okay. Yes, that's next. Let's go with the sport on the side. Let's go with the team up top. And this time the amount, we're going to do the count. And this will just be, I'll name this one simply count. You probably want to put your name in it though. And now we have, from what our sums are, the general count. So I know that there were 3 men that got, baseball scholarships. There were 4 women and 4 men for a total of 8. There was 3 women, 1 man for a total of 4 for swimming, so on and so forth. And then, of course, the last one is, because I did count, average. So we'll do the same thing. So query wizard, I'll do a crosstab query wizard, okay. Same thing there. I'll do sport on left. I'll hit next. I'll do team up the top. And this time I'll do the amount, but this time the average. And I'll name this one, average. And I'll finish that out. And now that's the averages. So on the average, the guys got $333. And the average guys got $450, women got $425, so on and so forth. So you can get all this sort of information that you want and all here. So once you got all 4 of these made, save it, close it out, submit it through Moodle. I'll see you in the next video where we're going to now take the information and we're going to do specific searches for certain things. So we're going to refine data even further.